The commotion, especially on Telegram channels, was reignited by a dramatic recording that circulated on November 28th. In the video, which quickly went viral, it is clearly seen how Ukraine's pride in its defense industry, the Tu-S-22 Bodana self-propelled artillery system, was rendered powerless and ultimately destroyed, not by multi-million-dollar cruise missiles, but by a deadly mosquito strike. The footage shows the terrifying precision of Russian National Guard kamikaze drone operators who coldly hunted down and obliterated the two artillery units. The visual narrative is striking. A massive war machine, built with great ambition, brought to a halt and set ablaze by technology that is far smaller, far cheaper, yet in the hands of Russian engineers and operators becomes a weapon capable of reshaping the modern battlefield. Why did the Bodana falter on the battlefield? Keep your eyes on the story. The chronology of the events on November 28th highlights the vulnerability of Ukraine's artillery positions. The Russian FPV operators, wearing goggles that transmit a live view from the drone's nose, maneuver with almost unbelievable agility. The drone darts forward, targeting the KRAZ truck chassis supporting the 155mm gun. After the first strike hits and disables the vehicle, the Bodana crew is seen panicking and abandoning their position, realizing that their iron monster has become an iron coffin. Not allowing the enemy asset to be salvaged for repair, follow-up strikes are launched to ensure total destruction. The vehicles are left burning, serving as monuments to failure in the field. This is not mere luck. It is a demonstration of a new combat doctrine in which Russia has adapted commercial technology into precise and deadly military instruments. Unlike conventional drones that fly high and drop munitions, Russian FPV drones act as human-controlled missiles in real time. Operators see exactly what the drone sees, allowing them to target the weakest points of armored vehicles, usually the engine, ammunition storage, or the gap between the wheels and the body. Equipped with shaped charges often derived from rocket-propelled grenades, these drones have enough penetrative power to tear through the thin armor of self-propelled artillery systems. Their role has evolved from simple reconnaissance to precision short to mid-range artillery. Their effectiveness lies in the extremely asymmetric cost ratio. A drone assembled for a few $100s can destroy an artillery system worth millions. For Russia, this is extremely profitable wartime arithmetic. Meanwhile, the target of this attack, the Bodana Tu-S-22, has been touted as a symbol of the independence of Ukraine's defense industry. This system is a 155mm wheeled self-propelled artillery mounted on the high-mobility KRAZ 6322 16x6 truck chassis, produced by Obliterates. With a main gun claimed to have a range of 40 to 50 kilometers, the Bodana was designed to adopt NATO caliber standards. However, the incident on November 28th exposed a fatal flaw in its design. Why was the Bodana so easily destroyed? The answer lies in its high profile and minimal protection. As a truck-based system, the Bodana lacks the heavy armor of tracked artillery, such as Russia's Msta-S. The truck cabin may offer light protection, but other vital components are highly exposed. Furthermore, its large size makes it difficult to conceal from the eagle-eyed Russian reconnaissance drones integrated into the FPV attack network. Once detected, the wheeled mobility that was supposed to be an advantage becomes irrelevant against the speed of the pursuing drones. This raises a major question among military observers. Has Ukraine made no effort to counter the FPV drone threat? This threat is far from new. Ironically, even though Ukraine has worked hard to increase production of the Bodana Tu-S-22, from only 6 units per month in 2023 to a claimed more than 20 units in 2025, this increase in quantity seems almost meaningless without being matched by effective active defense systems or electronic warfare capable of shielding these assets. On the battlefield, Ukraine's electronic warfare systems appear overwhelmed or even absent when confronted with the constantly changing frequencies of Russian drones that have been modified to resist signal jamming. Increasing artillery production without adequate protection only means providing more practice targets for Russian National Guard drone operators. This situation becomes even more alarming when we look at the comparison of industrial strength behind the front lines. Russia not only excels in drone technology, but has also revitalized its military-industrial giant to a level that makes NATO tremble. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte even acknowledged the bitter fact that Russia produces 3 to 4 times more ammunition than the combined annual production capacity of all NATO countries. Western officials estimate that Moscow will produce around 2 to 2.3 million artillery shells in 2024, a drastic leap from 1.25 million in 2022. Moscow's massive investments in expanding its production capacity have created an uninterrupted logistical flow, ensuring that Russian artillery is never hungry on the battlefield. So, what about Russia's own production of self-propelled artillery vehicles, such as the Msta-S, Giatsint, and the latest wheeled variant, the S-43 Malva? This is where the depth of Russia's strategy, often misunderstood by outside observers, comes into play. Current Russian military production figures are state secrets, but the indicators are clear from the frequency of new batch deliveries announced by Rostec almost every month. Unlike Ukraine, which celebrates the production of dozens of units, Russia's Ural Transmash factories operate in 3 full shifts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. While exact numbers are not published for 2024 for operational security reasons, conservative estimates from open-source intelligence suggest that Russia is capable of producing and modernizing hundreds of self-propelled artillery units annually. The presence of the two S-43 Malva, Russia's answer to wheeled artillery concepts like the Caesar or Bodana, is also beginning to appear in significant numbers, offering similar mobility but supported by a far more mature logistics and protection ecosystem. Modern Msta-S units continue to flow to the front lines with upgraded automated fire control systems, allowing them to carry out deadly barrage of fire attacks before relocating. While Ukraine struggles with delayed aid and an industrial base vulnerable to missile strikes, Russia has secured its supply chains, enabling its war machines to continue production on a massive scale. The destruction of 2 Bodana units at the end of November is just a microcosm of a larger strategic imbalance, a battle between a self-reliant, massive, and adaptive defense industry versus one dependent on foreign aid and vulnerable. Russia's technological dominance, from small FPV drones in the sky to the roar of steel factories in the Urals, shows that in a long-term war of attrition, quantity combined with quality and adaptability is the ultimate determinant of victory. That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.